now in New Jersey. Powered by TAPinto. Brought to you by Lakeland Bank.
Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday, March 16th. I'm Kristina Behr. 24 immigrants who worked at an Elizabeth car wash will finally get the wages they are owed. A settlement will force the car wash to pay a total of $1 million divided among the workers in the lawsuit. TAPinto Elizabeth reporter Skylar Vanderveer has been following the story.
So they were only paid, depending on the employee, to my understanding, it was about $300 to $400 a week. So if you kind of average out the fact that they're working 7 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day, you're doing way more overtime, not being paid quite fairly minimum wage. So a lot of these workers were put under like very harsh and stressful conditions. The way that the lawyer had ended up like framing it for me was that some of these workers were actually worked to death, where they were so stressed and they were so affected by everything that had happened that they would have heart attacks from the stress and the heat and they would pass away.
Wow. And so now 24, you said, workers got paid finally after months of not being paid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So a lot of them were, they ended up leaving the car wash to go work for other places. Some of them were fired in retaliation. So depending on their situations, each of the workers and some of the descendants of the workers who had passed away received approximately $40,000 to $50,000. And in this kind of community, that payment means more because you're essentially working like a dog, working multiple jobs to try and get your family by because you're in an unfortunate situation. And now this money is going to be able to make so much more of a difference.
And what's to come of this car wash? Is it still open?
To my knowledge, it is still open. I've reached out to them several times to try and get their side of everything that's going on, their sort of response to it. I reached out to the lawyers. I heard nothing. To my understanding, it's still operating. All I can at least hope is that I bring awareness for this and that if there's any workers, even if it's not just that car wash in Elizabeth, any workers in Elizabeth or frankly anywhere in New Jersey who are going through these horrible like wage thefts or you're not being paid minimum wage, you're not getting that overtime, that you know that there are resources out there so that you can get your fair share of what you are owed.
To learn more about the story, check out TAPinto Elizabeth. Livingston firefighters conduct airbag drills. This after a pedestrian was struck and pinned underneath a car a few weeks ago. TAPinto Livingston reports that the use of airbags was crucial to the fire department's ability to safely rescue the pedestrian without causing further harm. It prompted the chief to conduct the training drill to ensure that all members are familiar with the tactics. A Paralympian from Greenbrook takes home the gold. U.S. Paralympic sled hockey team defeated Canada 5-0, and according to TAPinto Warren, Greenbrook's Josh Pauls, the team's captain, competed in his 4th Paralympics, a run that has included 4 straight Paralympic gold medals. He had 3 goals and 6 assists for the tournament. Up next, for the first time in years, live performances are back at Westfield High School.
My name is Kristina, and I just recently purchased a home. Before working with Lakeland Bank, I was working with another mortgage company. I felt like I was getting the runaround a little bit, and it felt a lot more like buying a car than buying a home. The mortgage representative from Lakeland Bank was very knowledgeable in their field, and their expertise was clear in the conversations that we had over the phone. The home buying process can be very stressful and difficult, and I felt very confident with Lakeland Bank, knowing that I could trust them and that they would be with me every step of the way.
Welcome back. Westfield High School is hitting the stage for the first time in years. The school theater department will be performing Mamma Mia for its spring musical. TAPinto Westfield reports it'll be the first live performance due to difficulties of the pandemic. The cast and crew features over 100 students, and they've been preparing for several months. To reach TAPinto's large local audience, visit tapintomarketing.net. Thanks for joining us. This has been Now in New Jersey, powered by TAPinto, sponsored by Lakeland Bank.